Hi everyone, this is Algebra 1, Lesson 9, and this lesson covers rules for multiplication of signed numbers, inverse operations, and rules for division of signed numbers, and then a summary. Alright, so this is actually pretty easy. This probably is a review for most of you. You've probably already done this before. The product of two positive real numbers is a positive real number whose absolute value is the product of the absolute values of the two numbers. Easy peasy. If you have two positive numbers, your answer is going to be positive. 3 times 4 is 12. That's positive 12. 9 and 9 is 18. 9 times 4 is 36. Easy peasy. All positive. The product of two signed real numbers that have opposite signs is a negative real number whose absolute value is the product of the absolute values of the two numbers. So if the signs are not the same, you have one negative, one positive, you're going to get a negative. 2 times 4 is 8, and that would be negative 8. 6 times 2 is 12, and that would be negative 12. 3 times 5 is 15, and that would be negative 15. Okay? Last rule, the product of two negative numbers is a positive real number whose absolute value is the value of the two numbers. So if we have two negatives, they're going to cancel each other out, and it turns into 2 times 3 is 6, a positive number. These two will cancel each other out, and we'll have positive 15. These two cancel each other out, and we'll have 20. Okay, so just remember, two negatives cancel each other when you're multiplying. Okay, inverse operations. Inverse operations just means if one operation will undo the other operations, they're called inverse operations. So that would be like addition and subtraction. They're going to undo each other, right? So if we add 4, to undo that, we're going to subtract 4. Okay, they're opposites of each other. Inverse just means opposite. Okay, the other ones would be multiplication and division. Okay, easy peasy. Those are opposites of each other. All right, so same rules apply when we're dividing signed numbers. So if both of them are positive, then the answer is going to be positive. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and that'll be positive 3. 8 divided by 2 is 4, and that'll be positive. 12 divided by 4 is 3. Okay? Easy peasy. If one is positive and the other is negative, so like we have a positive number divided by a negative number, like in this one example, positive divided by a negative, the answer will be negative. If you have a negative divided by a positive, the answer is still negative. So if the signs are different, then the answer is negative. So this is negative 6 divided by 2 is 3. I don't have any other negatives to cancel here. 10 divided by 5, that would be negative 2. Negative 12 divided by 3 would be negative 4. Alright, if dividing a negative number by a negative number, the answer is always positive. So same thing with the multiplication. Those two negatives cancel each other out. So 8 divided by 2 would just be 4. That would be positive 4. Those are going to cancel each other, and that would be 2. And those will cancel each other, and that will just be 4, positive 4. Okay? So if you have two negatives together in multiplication or division, you're going to cancel each other. So the rule is, in both multiplication and division, like signs, get a positive number. So if you have two positives, right? So if you've got positive and another positive, you're going to get a positive. If you have a negative times a negative, you're going to get a positive, right? Because both of these cancel each other. If the signs are not the same, then you're going to get a negative answer. So if we have a positive and a negative, then our answer is going to be negative because there's nothing to cancel that negative with. Whoopsie. So, not cooperating. Go ahead and do the practice problems. Pause the video, and then I'll come back and work them for you. Alright, hopefully you pause the video to work these practice problems. They are really, really easy once you understand the rule of canceling your negatives. Alright, so the first one, A, is 2 times 4 is 8, and that would be negative 8. 3 times 2 is 6, and that would be negative 6. 3 times 4 is 12, and that would be a negative 12. 3 times 5 is 15. Now both of these negatives will cancel each other, so that will be positive 15. The division ones, 4 divided by 2 is 8. They're both positive, so my answer is positive. 6 divided by 3 is 2, but that's going to be a negative 2 because I have a negative right there and I can't cancel with anything. 8 divided by 4 is going to be 2, and that would also be a negative 2 because of my negative right there. This one, the negatives cancel each other, and I have 16 divided by 2 equals 8, so it would be positive 8. All right, that is it for lesson number, forget what lesson that is, 8, I think. Lesson 9. Thanks for watching.